People are in custody, including a former police officer in connection with a murder in Irvine. Devin Quinlan, Andre Andrews, Omar Miller, a former Jamaican police officer, by the way, all three are now being held without bail. They're charged with shooting and killing Raymond Akala and then seriously injuring another man during a home invasion robbery back in October. Their arraignment is set for next month, and if convicted, they could face the death penalty.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on. A blessed and wonderful Saturday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, you don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So we are going to kick it off this morning with some international news, as 2 Jamaicans are among 3 facing the death penalty in a US murder trial. So for those who don't remember this particular incident where a former Jamaican policeman known as Miller 9, but his birth name is Omar Miller, was seen on CCTV camera committing a knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of a man. So now I'll be playing for you a news clipping so you can be refreshed as to what actually took place, and of course give you an update about his pre-trial arraignment for next Friday. Watch and see where I go on.
Video of these 2 murder suspects was taken inside the victim's home. Let's get right to that video. Police want you to take a look at this. You see in the video the 2 suspects coming into this home, guns in hand. This happened on Bayleaf Lane here in Irvine on Saturday morning. Police were called out there. They first found 1 victim of that residence who had been assaulted by the robbery suspects, but that victim pointed them to another victim who was inside the house. That victim had been shot multiple times.
So my peeps, that was the refresher. So now for the update. So the former Jamaican policeman who turned music producer, who was also freed of a 2007 knockings and clappings in Jamaica, is basically headed to pre-trial in the United States next week again for another knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of a man. And the prosecutors in the United States of America is basically seeking the death penalty. So definitely the thing set a certain type of way. So on your screen is 45-year-old Omar Miller. He's one of 3 co-defendants who will have a pre-trial and arraignment next Friday. The jury trial in that particular matter will commence on October 6 in the Orange County Superior Courts. Miller is charged alongside 2 other men. The men in question is presently on your screen: 37-year-old Devin Quinlan and another Jamaican man who has since been identified as 38-year-old Andre Andrews. Both Miller and Andrews are charged with 9 similar counts, which includes knockings and clappings that caused the loss of life of that man. They were also charged with robbery, burglary, and firearm-related offenses. They have been remanded in police custody. Quinlan, who is out on bail, is however charged with conspiracy after it was alleged that he was the driver and the initial planner of that knockings and clappings. So Andrews and Miller, who were caught on video entering the home with handguns, were arrested in Florida nearly 2 months after the knockings and clappings happened. The victim in that brutal onslaught presently on your screen was said to be a young, promising 20-year-old entrepreneur named Raymond Alcala. Investigators say that up to the time, it was the first knockings and clappings that has ever recorded in Irvine. So under the California state law, knockings and clappings which results in the loss of life of a man is punishable by death. Yeah, man. So the thing definitely looks sticky for Miller 9 and his co-accusers. So watch this now, my peeps, heading back to local soil where the knockings and clappings continues. Yeah, man. Now over there in the parish of Clarendon, the Clarendon Police Division was rocked with yet again a triple, not single nor double, but a triple knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of 3 men. Yeah, man, me I tell you, the thing set a certain type of way right now. So all of this took place at a section of Clarendon known as Grantham District. Yeah, man. So watch this now. The man them will end up lose them 3 points is as follows. Kelvin Anderson, age 42. He is said to be a truck operator of Grantham District. The next man will end up lose him 3 points. He is said to be known as Cecil Ricketts. His biodata has not yet been ascertained. The next man will end up lose him 3 points. The third and last is said to be a 56-year-old man known as Delroy Facey. He's said to be a farmer of the Belmont district, all in the parish of Clarendon. So the official police report suggests that sometime around 9:45 p.m. at the above mentioned address, all 3 persons were among a group of patrons at a shop which is operated by one of the deceased, the man known as Cecil Ricketts, when an SUV-like motor vehicle approached and criminal elements heavily armed with handguns and rifles exited that motor vehicle. Upon them exiting that motor vehicle, they opened fire in the direction of the group of persons who converged at that shop and fired several rounds in the direction of those persons. It is said that the police were summoned, and upon the arrival of the police, the bodies of Delroy Facey and the others were seen in different spots. Delroy Facey's body was seen between the shop and a zinc fence on his back with head down and foot up on a makeshift bench, with his clothing definitely discolored with red substance running from his head and upper body. The next man, Kelvin Anderson, was seen behind the counter on his face, clad in a camouflage short pants. The next man was seen sitting in an upright sitting position, that is Cecil Ricketts, sitting on top of Anderson's back, clad in red. It is said that all 3 persons were covered in red substance running from their bodies, with bullet holes all over their upper bodies and head. Boy, may I tell you, the man them deal with the situation grimy. Now that entire community is in mourning for the loss of life of all 3 men, because up to news time, no one knows for sure where this knockings and clappings is coming from. However, on the Spot News Media, as always, we'll stay close to this one and update you as we get more information surrounding this brutal knockings and clappings. So now we are going to head over there into the most violent and dangerous parish right now. We are talking about the parish of St. James, where the knockings and clappings continues, my peeps. The thing definitely set a certain type of way. Yeah, man. So now in yesterday morning's vlog, I made mention of a double knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of two men on Wednesday in the Roehampton community of St. James. The men presently on your screen has since been identified as Linston Anderson, known as Blacks, and a 20-year-old man known as Tavar Doman, otherwise known as Ravers, in the streets. Now, on the spot news media has learned that these two men are aligned to a certain set of people. Investigations into their affiliation with that certain type of setting is definitely ongoing, and you will be updated. But now another knockings and clappings go on again last night in retaliation to the loss of life of Linston Anderson and Tavar Doman that resulted in the loss of life of two other men. It is said that it is in retaliation, especially quote unquote, for Linston Anderson, otherwise known as Blacks. So persons from that area listening to On The Spot News Media will definitely understand and know what I'm getting at, but I will not say definitively as yet until all facts are gathered. But one of the men that lost his life last night is presently on your screen, a man affectionately called King Kong in the area. It is said that another taximan was also injured in that brutal onslaught and was rushed to the hospital, but succumbed also to injuries. So my peeps, when we can see a community like Roehampton, which I would consider to be one of the rural sections of St. James, can narrow down to this, we definitely know say, yo, the thing gone to the dogs. Because I know yaso Roehampton there, as Jamaicans would have said, Roehampton there, we around a chuku. Yeah man, a way around a one place round so, Roehampton there. So when I can see those remote places becoming so violent and the bloodletting just continues in those places, it's not a one-off type of thing. It's one after the other, one after the other. It's like three knockings and clappings in that small area in quick succession. And when we see a place like Roehampton can come to that, we know say boy, the parish of St. James really gone to the dogs. When we see how much police and soldier is deployed in Montego Bay and the wider cross section of St. James, and everything still remain the same, the knockings and clappings continues, the thing definitely set a certain type of way. Because it's not like the police and soldiers, them not dead. But because of the hilly terrain and how remote some of these places are, it is rather hard for police and soldiers to literally be everywhere, every time. But Jamaicans, me no know. Until we ourselves understand and realize that what we are doing is affecting us the most, meaning the regular members of Chan Public. May I talk about the criminal elements and also the so-called law-abiding citizens who sit and watch idly by as these criminal elements wreak havoc in our and their lives and do literally nothing. Even though in certain circumstances, a man rather keep him life than get himself involved in what we would say no concern him. But it is a grave concern of each and every one of us, because if it no come knock on our door, sooner or later it just may knock on the doors of the ones who we consider our loved ones. So until we collectively understand that what is happening presently is affecting each and every one of us, it may affect us differently, but it is affecting us nonetheless. It is affecting the schools. It is affecting our businesses. It is affecting our communities. It is affecting the country at large because business investors are scared of investing in our country, and in the long run, all the way, I go feel a little pinch there. Yeah, man. Some peeps, I don't know, but something has to be done at some point in time because the crime situation presently in St. James cannot continue on this trajectory. But anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.